Welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? This is your go-to source for practical advice and support when considering if a divorce is the right answer for you. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll uncover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore the emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here is your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hello and welcome to the fifth and final day of the week-long Breaking Ties interview series, where we've been talking with a professional who assists those in getting through the divorce process, and they answer many common questions that we have that we may not have answers to. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And with me, I am speaking of Dr. Stephanie Beelendorf. Dr. B is a chiropractor who specializes in pediatric and prenatal care with Select Health Chiropractic in St. Charles, Illinois. She's been with us all week answering health and wellness questions and giving us fantastic food for thought. Now, if this is your first time joining us, you're going to want to go back all the way to Monday, and you're going to want to listen to the whole week because we had different questions every day with Dr. B. She's been nice enough to share a lot of great information and some really nice stories. Welcome back, Dr. B. How you feeling?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I have a lot of stories, but we'll save some of those for different days.
We'll have to do a behind the scenes kind of thing, huh?
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, there's something coming in our future, so.
Hey, there you go. Exciting. Be on the lookout for that, no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, so as we wrap up our week-long series, it's been great. You've shared a lot, but, I want to give you a moment, as a divorced woman yourself and a healthcare provider with 15 years of experience that I think I've been going to for almost all of that. You're practicing the holistic wellness approach, and I think, you got a lot of good stuff to share. So I want you to share some of your top advice for people going through the divorce process.
Sure. So I think as one of the big major points over this week that we've touched on is really just refinding yourself after you've been through the whole process and making sure that you put yourself first, which sometimes as a parent is very difficult to do, as most of us, not everybody that gets divorced is a parent, but a lot of us are. So just trying to put yourself first again, find yourself again. It's very easy to lose yourself in someone else. And a lot of times before you call it quits, you give possibly more than you should to the other person. And so I think the biggest piece of advice I have is just really refocusing on you. And that's super important. And I've given a host of ways to do that over the last few days, but again, journaling, morning meditation, spending time alone and in your own thoughts, seeing a therapist, as we both have talked about, and we both have experienced positive things from that for sure. Something you mentioned too, and I forgot to mention, is family, doing family therapy. So that's good. Very good, actually, especially if the kids are in the middle of things, which typically we try to protect that, but they do end up in that to some extent. Getting adjusted to release all that stress that we've held in for Lord knows how many years. And just refocusing on the self-care is probably the biggest thing. So all that's encompassed. And there's a lot of different things you can do, whether you're getting massages, adding the chiropractic. To me, I couldn't imagine not seeing my chiropractor. I probably wouldn't be as nice of a person if I didn't. Again, back to focusing on everything from what you eat to how you treat yourself, and just treating yourself really good. Because I think that we need that after going through that experience.
Absolutely. I mean, there really is I think, you hit it on the head. There's no limit to what you can do after your divorce. There's nobody putting limiting rules on you. There's nobody that's putting you down. You're your biggest fan. You're your biggest cheerleader. You try anything. I'm always like that. Even when it comes to food, it's like, hey, I will try anything once. And if I don't like it, then I may not have it anymore. But I'm not one of those people that's like, well, no, I'm just not going to try that. I think it's important to, like you said, explore once you're done, find yourself, recenter, and be joyful. It's okay to be happy. It was a sad moment. You're going to go through the whole range of emotions. And in the end, it's perfectly acceptable to be happy and move on. Whether you have kids or not tells a whole little different story for you. But the reality is, you're in the spot you're supposed to be at. You just got to figure out the why.
Right. And also, again, want to encourage people to, you mentioned it, explore new things. I mentioned it, hobbies, but really something that you've always wanted to try, just try it. That's going to bring you a lot of joy.
Exactly. And I always say, don't forget about your support group, your friends, and your family, because sometimes you got to reconnect. And if you haven't been there, even I'd like to think you used it through the divorce process, because they're a great resource to lean on it and help you out, kind of thing. As long as you have the right people in place on your support team, let's say. So yeah, there's a whole lot of things that go on that you want to reconnect even after the divorce. Get back in, figure things out, go back to your hometown. I tell you, it's a weird sensation. It's kind of like home. Your parents live there or something still, or you got other family there, and you're kind of like, wow, I haven't been here. But it's a whole different perspective because it's yours. You're not sharing it with anybody. You're just coming back and checking it out and reliving and kind of getting back to the old you.
Yeah. Finding yourself again, for sure. And traveling, I think, is what you're really probably getting to, whether you travel home or travel somewhere that you've always wanted to go or never been. I mean, a lot of us are gate kept in our unhealthy marriages one way or another. So I think rediscovering yourself is huge. Self-care, health, and taking those adaptogens, seeing your chiropractor, and, if you want to get back to working out and eating healthy and, put yourself back on the dating market. Bam Sculpt's a good way to do it. It doesn't hurt. I say it's the way to cheat, but, why not?
There you go. Absolutely. Well, this actually does end the week-long series on the Breaking Ties interview series. If you really haven't checked out the previous days of this week, I highly encourage it. I think you're going to learn a lot. I think you're going to enjoy them. They're a lot of fun. Dr. B is fantastic. We do appreciate you coming on the show. And, for our listeners, if you have any questions for Dr. B, I've got her contact information over in the description, and she's happy to help answer questions. She'll do whatever she can to put you in a better place, kind of thing. And with that, I just want you to, keep in mind that divorce is not the end of your story. As Dr. B and I already know, it is the start of your next great chapter. And with that, we will see you in a future episode. Take care.
We want to thank you for listening to this episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? With Mike Fulkerson. For questions, please reach out to Mike via email in the description or give him a shout at 630-444-1410. And remember to subscribe, like, and follow.